How to predict football matches to trade on Betfair quickly and easily. If you follow this step-by-step process, you're going to learn how to predict the best football matches to trade on the Betfair exchange. Now I'm going to start by just saying that most traders that I speak with when it comes to football, they trade on one of these markets. These aren't all of the markets, these are just most of the markets that the most popular ones and the most popular traders, the most profitable traders trade on. The match odds markets, okay, so you're usually backing one team to win. The overs and unders markets, you're backing over 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, etc. The correct score market, so you're backing to select certain scores and then trading out later. Or, one of my personal favourites, the match odds lay the draw market. Okay, so that's just what most of the traders that I speak to trade on the football, and that's where all of the efforts and energy for this video are going to be shown to you. And I'm going to delve into the BTC stat software now and show you the filter that I've built. And also, if you are a member and you want the filter, drop me a message on the forum and I will give you the exact the file for the filter, which is amazing. This is amazing, something that we can do inside of BTC. We can share all of these files that you can then just plug and play straight into your software. So what you can actually do, you don't need to download that software over, by the way. If you download my filter that I'm going to give you, you could literally watch this video step by step and have some amazing potential profitable strategies, profitable matches to trade today. And there's a cracker on this video, like an absolute cracker, that if you reverse engineer this, if you look at what I'm talking about, you're going to be able to find those exact same opportunities every single day. So let's do it. Let's dive into my computer and get cracking. So the first thing that I've put in here is the home ELO rating, and I've put this to be greater than or equal to 0 because I just want to pull all of the data. I've done the same with the ELO rating. I've done greater than or equal to 0, and then I've done overall goals scored per match on average, and I've done greater than 0. I've done greater than 0 for all of these. I'm not going to keep explaining greater than 0. I've also done overall goals scored per match half one, so that's the first half on average, and then the second half per average. Now I'm going to be using the BTC stats for this. I'm just click apply and you'll see all of the matches. Okay, so if I take the match odds markets first, backing one team to win, then what I'm really looking for is a big difference between these ELO ratings. So just very quickly, like I said, quickly and easily with this, you're going to be able to see big gaps in between them. So you can see that this game here, now we are in an international break, so there isn't loads and loads of football on, but you can see quite quickly there is a big gap here. So that's my first scan. I want to see one team to have 200, 250 plus difference in ELO if I'm going to be doing that kind of backing a team. Okay, but then what I want to be able to do is delve deeper into that match. So if I just click that match, that's where I'm looking. And I really like to look at the home and away, and I want the team that I'm backing, if I'm backing them to win, I want to see a few things first and foremost. I actually want to see, and I think this is the most overlooked stat in football trading, is the first to score, first to concede stat. So that's what I'm looking at here, because if I'm backing this team, right, and we're going to get into like prices a little bit in a minute, but if I'm backing that team to win, I want to know that they're going to score first and that the other team is going to concede first, because that's going to then allow me to back them with the confidence that I'm going to be able to get out of that trade if they score first. So I can quite quickly see that they score first 60% of the time. Then I scroll down and I can see the away team concede first 56% of the time. Probably not a great one for me. I probably wouldn't look at that. I can see the big difference in the league though, big difference in league position. And I can also check the home form, which the home team's really, really strong at. The away team is pretty terrible away. So that is the first sort of look for me. Then I could check which half on average has the most goals. So 1.42 and 1.74. Okay, I'm probably just going to leave that game, but that's just one example. Okay, now if we're looking at the unders and overs market, I want to be looking at this criteria 3, which is the average goals scored per match. Now, this isn't saying that this is nailed on. This is just saying over the data that we have and we've put into this system, this is the average goals that would be scored on average if they played each other again and again and again and again, okay? Now, if you agree with that, you can go with that. If you don't agree with that, then you can go against it. That's where the overs and unders goals trades come. So you can very quickly see, just with this one filter, you could find matches to trade the overs and unders with. You could be looking at this game and say, I don't think there will be 3.16 goals in this game. If you click live Betfair prices, what you can do here is you can also check the price. So I did rule that team out for backing them, and then if I'd have clicked here to see the Betfair price, I'd have seen at 1.15, I'm not touching them. But what I can also now do is go, well, do you know what? Actually, I didn't think they were going to win. I didn't think they were going to score first. I think this data was actually favourable on them, and I disagree with that. So I could actually lay them, because that's what I could do here. So I could then lay them. It's fantastic potential trade there. Now, if I'm looking at, say, the over 2.5 goals, I can see that the 1.33 is the price for the over 2.5 goals. And I can see that on average, I'm getting 3.16. Okay, but what I could do is then start to look at the goal times. What I'm trying to get at with this is it's one filter and one quick glance to look at all of the matches that are being played today and go, do you know what? I don't know if I agree with that or I do agree with that. And it's just to give you that quick snapshot of narrowing in so that you can quickly and easily zone in on your trades. So you can see I'm already finding potential angles very, very quickly just with this one filter. I can then start to look at the goal times, okay? And I can see that overall, I can see the head-to-head here. It's late. These goals are scored late. So we've got 8%, we've got 8% and 5%. So I might actually go, do you know what? Looking at this, there's 1.42 goals on average in the first half. The price to back the unders 2.5 is 3.65. And I can see that the goal times here, I can also see the average first goal time, if I click average, is 29 minutes. That looks pretty good to me, to potentially back the under 2.5s and let it run for maybe 22, 23 minutes, then trade out. Great. So that's a way of looking at this data, putting it together to actually then build your overs and unders trades out. Okay. Now, if none of this makes sense, or if you do have an idea or you don't fully understand what I'm saying, if you drop a comment below, ask your question, then I'll drop back and I will expand on that. And I'll put all this together, hopefully neater for you if you're not getting it. Or if this is sparking ideas for you, also let me know in the comments. It would be great to hear that. Okay, now we're going to look at the correct score. So what we're actually going to do for correct score is I'm going to look at these halftime scores. So if I see a game that has a lot of, just a lot of goals. So this one, I'm going to stick with the same one because the stats tell us 3.16, although we have delved into it and said maybe not. But just as an example for a correct score, I can see the total 0-0 at halftime. I mean, this is bang on. I've gone through this. You can now see how quickly and easily this has found an under 2.5 goals trade. Okay, I've not got a counter on this video, but we're less than 10 minutes and I found what looks like quite a good value trade today. So what I'd probably do now is looking at this, if I was a correct score trader, is go, do you know what? I might back the 0-0. I'm going to back the 0-0, I think, because it looks pretty good. All I would do is go into the Betfair. We don't have, I can see the 0-0, 40. So I can back that at 40. Fantastic. So if that's 0-0 at half time, I can trade out, etc., etc. I can also look at, on the halftime score, I can look at what the scores are. I like to do percentages. So there's a 32% chance of it being 0-0. And then we've got, what have we got here? We've got 16 for 1-0 to the home team. And we've got a 16% chance of it being 1-1. And this is a half time. And a 2-1 is 16%. So I might just look at that and go, do you know what? I might back nil. I might Dutch a 0-0, 1-0, and 1-1. Okay, when a goal goes in, then I can trade out on those and make a profit. Fantastic. Now we're going to look at the lay the draw, and I do something very, very simple as well with the lay the draw. I'm looking at the half-time and the full-time scores. So what I like to do here is look at the percentage of the half-time score. You can see 32% 0-0. And then I'm looking at the full time, drops down to 11%. What I'm doing there is looking for a big drop, and then that tells me that this game might be most likely 0-0 at half time. I could write this one up to trade this at half time. If it's 0-0, I'd lay the draw at half time and know that there's going to be a goal. Another reason why I put the stats like this, so I can see the total goals I averaged overall, and then the first half and the second half. So I want to compare them to see which half has the most goals in it. Now, the example that I'm using, we can see that there's more goals in the second half. So this is probably going to scream to me that we have a lay the draw at half time. I also do like to use that first scored and first conceded just to make sure that the favourite is going to be the one that's going to score first. I like to see 70% scored first and 70% conceded first for me to do a lay the draw trade. So that's very, very straightforward how you can predict football matches very quickly and very easily just by looking at this five pieces of data to just give you an idea of what to look for. You can also, with this, the Betfair Trading Community stats, you can actually export this, put it into a spreadsheet and play around with it a little bit more. I like to just do it all on one screen, and then what I like to do is just tick my matches that I am trading and then click export. That gives me the shortlist. Then I add that to my trading plan, and then I know exactly what I'm trading that day. Very, very straightforward filter that is going to enable you to, at a glance, very quickly identify which games are potentially best to trade that day. Because I talk about this principle of being a sniper and really zoning in and honing in on your target. That's what this is going to allow you to do. I mean, straight away, I'm spotting like opportunities here with anything over 2 in the second half. I'm like, this looks great. Get into that. You know, let's check all the prices. I'm just getting really excited by this now. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. If you do want to get the Super Trader framework, which is a free framework on how to become a super trader, comment the word Super Trader below and I'll get that over to you.